prophetic word now. Now, Johnny, you are known actually throughout the world because you had the first book on the seven mountains. Those that are not familiar with it, what are the seven mountains?
The seven mountains are the seven primary spheres of society. They would be media, education, government, economy, family, arts and entertainment, as well as mountain of religion, where traditionally we think of ministry. So that message, the seven mountain mandate, is about how we have an assignment to all these seven areas of society, that we must bring the kingdom to these areas and not just have good church meetings.
Well, does everyone have an assignment to one of these spheres of influence in some way?
Absolutely. I believe that 100% have an assignment from God. It's for sure.
It's fascinating where this has launched you into, you talk to heads of nations and you change the finances of entire cities, entire countries. Just tell me briefly some of the areas you're working in.
I suppose the best testimony is the nation of Peru. My parents were missionaries there, and I was born and raised there. And it was known for its extreme poverty, 90% extreme poverty rate, not just poverty. And the Lord has allowed us to be catalytic. We won't say we did it all, but I will say we were for sure catalytic, both in what we declared and real practical things of discovering gold mines and other things like that, bringing the nation.
That's practical.
Yeah. From 90% to 2.5% extreme poverty rate. And we were invited, I was invited to Congress last year and given a diploma of honor for my service to Peru.
But it's not just Peru. Your teaching is pervading many, many sectors of the world, really. Now, you're a prophet, and at the early stages of the coronavirus, you had an amazing prophetic word given to you. Tell me.
Come on, man. Come on.
No matter what happens over the next few hours and days, everyone remain calm. This is not the end, but only the end of the world as we know it. Not only is this not the end, but this is barely the beginning of the kingdom age. In this age, the church will learn that the king and his kingdom come together. The church has been in an arrested development period brought on by trying to leave the planet before we showcase the kingdom. We thought that just telling of the king was enough, but the king is inseparable from his kingdom. Seek ye first the kingdom. There had been preliminary words over the last 4 years, so it was just building on the previous words from the first time the Lord spoke to me about President Trump, that he was going to win, and I wasn't sure he was making a wise decision when he said that. I was literally seeing the vision and saying, "Oh no!" And he's like, the Lord said, "He is going to save you from things you don't know you need to be saved from." And he said, "This is my candidate, and I have a special assignment. Even his name should tell you, Trump. This is me making a proclamation. This is me playing the higher card no matter what the enemy puts out there." And he said, your nation, the United States, will be known as before Trump and after Trump. And he said, actually, the whole world will be known as before Trump and after Trump.
What did God mean when he said, this is the end of the world as we know it?
He was announcing a new era.
So it wasn't a cataclysmic destruction of the world, what you were seeing?
Not at all. This is a shift upward into glory, presence. Different people have different names, revival, awakening, but this is something, I call it bigger than revival because it includes transformations of cities and nations. This is where we see wholesale regions begin to be touched by the presence of God. And I wrote about it in a book 5 years ago that I believe by the year 2050 we would have 50 nations essentially operating